Hannah Green tells us now about how St. Agnes Church in Dalton is creating opportunities for young adults to have a better relationship with God.
If you go to Mass at St. Agnes Parish on Sunday nights, you might see some young faces. That's because at this service, the altar servers, lectors, and praise band members are all under the age of 18. For a decade, St. Agnes Parish has made youth ministry its mission through Masses and CCD classes that cater to young adults, and the response has only been positive.
It really involves all ages in the community, which I think is really important, and so it makes me feel more a part of the celebration of Mass when I attend.
This program started more than a decade ago when Father Chris Malatesta arrived at St. Agnes Parish. Father Chris has been involved in youth ministry since his early priesthood, so when he arrived at St. Agnes Parish 13 years ago, he knew exactly what this parish needed: a Mass the youth could call their own. Abby White is a member of the praise band at St. Agnes. She said having a youth Mass helps create community in her church.
I think a lot of the time, the older generations, it feels like you're separate from them, especially in faith, because just of the way our generations are. So when you have people that are the same age as you, it feels more like a community in that sense.
And just like their Mass, these students' religious education is made for young adults.
After Mass, it's a less formal CCD class, which makes it easier to get engaged in the classes because it's not traditional, like here's a textbook, read it, and do the activities in it. It's more the teachers try to make it more incorporated in our everyday life, so it's more personal, which makes it easier to understand.
This youth-focused religious education is through a program called Life Teen Group, which Father Chris brought to St. Agnes 11 years ago. Besides learning in a classroom, the students listen to speakers, attend retreats, and go on social outings. That includes bonding activities like bowling and tubing in the winter. Father Chris said this program was created with 21st century families in mind.
Families are very mobile now, very, very busy, so, and then there's so much media and computers and all sorts of stuff. So when people just come in and sit in a classroom setting, it's not always as engaging, perhaps, as, kids are regular things that stimulate them on a daily basis.
And Connor Matthews, a life group member, lector, and Camp Holy Cross counselor, made it clear the sense of community wasn't lost between Mass and the classroom.
I think it's nice because sometimes kids are a little more hesitant to open up to people. So when they're with their peers and in a healthy environment where they can open up, they can share their ideas easier. And I think that's really awesome.
These young adults also said that social activities weren't the only reason they felt engaged with their faith through Life Teen Group. Victoria Gambaroni is a lector at St. Agnes. She shared about the projects that the Life Teen Group works on outside of the church.
In the Life Teen Group, we work a lot outside the community as well and try to get more involved in the outside community. Like we're doing blessing bags, which we're putting like toiletries, food, some necessities, and we're giving them to homeless shelters and our food pantry here.
A lifelong advocate for youth programs, Father Chris explained the importance of this ministry.
I hear people sometimes say that, youth are the future of our church, and I always try to say that, they're part of the church right now. But if we don't have them now, we won't have them in the future. And as we see our parishes and the demographics around the diocese shrinking and shrinking, I think it's imperative that we engage young people in the life of the church.
And the youth at St. Agnes have certainly taken Father Chris's mission and run with it. Role model young adults and a role model church. For Real to Real, I'm Hannah Green.
Looks like the parish has really found a way to build a better Catholic community through their youth ministry program, Bridging the Generational Gap.